After watching Marvel's new TV show Wonder Man, I really had to wonder, man, I don't want to see Simon Williams in Avengers Doomsday. I need to see Simon Williams in Avengers Doomsday and any other project moving forward in the MCU because my fucking God, do I love Wonder Man, aka Simon Williams, aka Yahya Abdul Mateen, aka the fucking GOAT. Because what Destin, Yahya, and Mr. Kingsley were able to bring to this show absolutely blew my fucking mind. I loved it from beginning to end. Every episode was an absolute banger. Honest to God, no notes, absolute cinema, but fuck it, we're gonna talk about it anyway. So lock in. Obviously, I'm gonna be talking spoilers for Wonder Man, so if you have not seen it all the way through, hit that follow button, come back later. But my brain's running, you're just along for the ride. This show just resonated with me on a totally new level that I wasn't even ready for when I started watching this show. Simon Williams is an actor who loves movies, who's just trying to finally catch a break for once in his life, who struggles with anxiety and overthinking because he has to hide a certain part of his life. I mean, to start a series with a scene like this, yeah, I'm locked the fuck in because this is me for real. Just a young kid going to the movies to try to escape his own reality so he could live in the same world of his favorite superheroes. Yeah, bro, quit playing. And I love the fact that his audition scene is literally the scene that he saw when he was a kid. It's perfect. This show also reintroduces Trevor Slattery into the MCU for his fourth appearance, and my God, was it perfect. Ben Kingsley absolutely kills this role. And putting Trevor and Simon in this show together was a stroke of fucking genius because they played off of each other so well and their dynamic is so lovable. You just instantly fall in love with these two, like from the get-go, from the very beginning. And throughout the show, they just keep building that relationship and it's such a strong bond between these two. And I loved it because it mirrors Barnaby and Wonder Man's relationship that they are literally trying to land the role of. Like, I absolutely love this first bathroom scene at the end of episode 1 where we see Simon overthinking it because that's what he does. He even says it. He says an actor's job is to think. This is also the first time we hear Mr. Kingsley refer to holding that mirror up to nature, which is just foreshadowing to one of the best moments later in the series in episode 6. Then I absolutely love the self-tape episode because we got to dive into their relationship a little bit more and we see Simon be like a fan of Trevor because they go to his house. Simon knows the things that Trevor has been in and Trevor is like, oh, hold on, actually, this guy is not as bad as what people are telling me. Then it ends with this incredible scene with the two of them filming his self-tape where it's just phenomenal where they're talking about how they don't judge each other. It's brilliant. Then I'ma say it. Episode 3 confirms that Simon Williams is a mutant. I know they didn't say it, but I'm gonna say it right now. Simon Williams is a fucking mutant in the MCU. Because surviving that fire, bro, at that young age, his powers are innate. They were with him from when he was born. So he is a mutant. He is a mutant in the MCU. We also get introduced to Simon's family in this episode, and honest to God, after a rewatch, this episode might be in my top 3 episodes of this entire series. It had so many great fucking moments. I mean, just go watch Sammy J's video on why this scene from this episode is so important, and you'll understand why, because I could not agree fucking more. Like, this scene alone broke my heart. Like, it struck so many chords, and I was just left in awe after this. Also, fuck Eric for blaming Simon for the fire and holding that against him his entire fucking life. But then again, I also cannot wait for the day maybe Marvel turns him into the Grim Reaper, his alter ego. I mean, I'm not gonna hold my breath, but a man can fucking hope and dream. And then I'm gonna call this the La La Land scene because it was shot in the same location as La La Land. But I love this scene when you hear Simon Williams in the car after breaking the island table and kind of losing it. Him just saying, I don't need comforting. I need a break. Like, bro, oh, I felt that shit. Then also shout out Trevor for finally coming to his senses because after this point, Trevor has really seen who Simon is and loves who Simon is as a character and doesn't want to betray him. And I love that he takes that and then it leads to them getting the freaking callback. Like, you guys, seriously, this is a lesson for everybody. Like, But even though you might be in a really tough place in your life, that you are at rock bottom, you could be one phone call, one step, one day away from the best news of your life, the best day of your life. So just keep going, bro. I love this show. Episode 4 was absolutely nuts because we got a fucking D-list Marvel character, an entire fucking episode to spotlight on him, which is insane. And this might be one of the better episodes of this entire series, even though it's a complete 180 turn from the rest of the show. I mean, I love the themes of that 15 minutes of fame. Is it worth it? Like, are we okay with being famous if it means that we are also a laughing stock? Not to mention the commentary on social media about like what it can do to your like mental, like one good comment versus 10 bad comments, and that it was beautiful writing. Also, now that it's confirmed that Roxxon is the one that fucking gave him his powers, I need Cloak and Dagger in the MCU now, because that same Dark Force matter that came out off of that Roxxon garbage can is the same matter that gives Cloak his abilities to go through all these different pocket dimensions, and the introduction of these characters would be so fucking cool in the MCU. I loved episode 5 because we got to see that good cop, bad cop buddy dynamic between Simon and Trevor in this episode. Also, the scene where Trevor introduces box breathing to Simon was incredible, because we see Simon being that anxious self because he's finally so close to his goals, but it actually heightens his anxiety. But we see his like powers start to kind of go crazy, and then Trevor calms him down. Incredible with the box breathing. I loved it. Now, this callback episode might be one of my favorite of the entire show, because we put Simon in the most uncomfortable position we've seen him in so far. We put him in a room to compare himself to others, to see his anxiety get a little bit heightened when he's so close to his dream. But it's this scene that fucking takes the cake for me. I mean, callback to episode 1, where Trevor is already trying to get in Simon's head, being like, hold the mirror up to nature. And Simon is in the position at this point where his anxiety is snowballing, and he's like, actually, I don't know if I can do this, because Vaughn Kovac is just constantly at his mind being like, I need to see who you are. I need to see the human underneath. But literally, Simon can't do that because he's going to get kicked out. And this scene just means so fucking much to me. I love it. I cannot stop thinking about it. I haven't stopped thinking about it since I fucking saw it. And then he does the scene with Trevor and nails it and has the line, I'm never going to give up. I don't care about the cost. Bro, chills every single time. And that lands him the role of Wonder Man. And it's cinema. Now by episode 7, these two, honest to God, have solidified themselves as top 5 duos in the entire MCU. I mean, this scene where Trevor calms Simon down in front of Kathy before she sees his powers, because we see Simon start getting anxious, a little irritated, being like, okay, I'm actually going to lose it for a second. But then Trevor calms him down, like, incredible, absolutely incredible. Which just makes this scene more heartbreaking when we finally see Simon confront Trevor about what Trevor has been doing this entire time. Which leads to, honestly, a valid goddamn crash out, in my opinion. Again, I'm going to say it. I love how Trevor and Simon's relationship parallels Wonder Man and Barnaby's relationship in Vaughn Kovac's new Wonder Man movie. It's just perfect goddamn writing. But let's say it for the people in the back. You never saw me coming. Because Trevor fucking Slattery is the GOAT of the MCU, taking the blame for the explosion and actually being like, actually, I did it. I'm going to take the blame for Simon because I actually know who Simon is as a person now. He's a good human. But episode 8, we finally got to see it in all of its goddamn glory. I mean, look at it. That's aura right there. That's fucking Wonder Man. I loved it. Every detail. The sunglasses, bro. The fact that the sunglasses were the OG from the original Wonder Man. Oh my God. I also love the fucking note. The reason why he needs the sunglasses to be the originals is because his dad loved the original pair of sunglasses and tried to get them for himself. And it just means so much to him because of his dad. But speaking about his dad for just a second, because even though he's not in the show a lot, his presence is felt throughout the entire fucking show. I mean, it's his dad who introduced him into this world that he loves, that he wants to make a name for himself in. And I love the fact that the words of wisdom that his father gave him stick with him throughout his entire life. Like, different can also be great. if you work hard, there's no limit what you can do. And that is the mentality that keeps Simon pushing throughout this entire show. So his impact is felt throughout in the entire show. And then by the end, he proves his dad right, because his dad said, I cannot wait to see you up there one day. And it's just, when he's smiling like this, you can tell it's smiling because he's proud of himself. He did that. Like, I'm getting chills thinking about it right now. Then I absolutely loved the end of this show, because we got to see Simon use both of his skills, his acting skills, and now he's controlled his powers enough to break freaking Trevor out of prison. Oh my God, absolute cinema. No notes. It was fucking perfect. Now, I know I've barely talked about his powers in this review, but I'm going to be honest. It's because the powers, the superhero aspect, was so secondary in this show. It was more focused on the characters, the plot, the story, and I fucking loved it. And I love the fact that the visual effects paralleled that same concept. Like the minimal use of visual effects around his powers, where it's not too much, it's not too little, but it's there, it's subtle. I loved it. But I do have one question. Where's Morris? Destin, where the fuck is Morris? Because you introduced Morris into the MCU along with Trevor as his best friend, and he's not gonna be in Wonder Man, bro. What are we doing, Destin? I wanted to see my boy Morris. But overall, Wonder Man was absolutely wonderful. I loved it from beginning to end. Absolute cinema, no fucking notes. Destin, Yaya, Mr. Kingsley, bro, what you cooked up, phenomenal, fucking phenomenal. But I'm curious of what you guys had to think. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm not gonna lie, this is top 3 MCU TV shows of all fucking time, and it's not number 2 or number 3.